Hello, my name is AJ. I'm your HYPOXiX coach for today, and we have level 4.3 standing split rotation near foot, meaning let's be on the same side together. My right side is facing the tether point, your band squid, and your right foot is going to be forward. So let's be on the same side together so I can cue you through specifically. I'm holding a yellow band for today. I find that optimal for working the core in this rotational standing split. If you're working with a HYPOXiX coach and they've suggested some other resistance, sets, reps, breathography for you based on your assessment, you of course want to follow that because that's there to optimize your program. Otherwise, this is a perfect starting place, so let us begin. You have a nice overhand grip here. Make sure the hands are lined up with the anchor point, not too far in front, not behind, but right here, because we're going like this. Here's our movement. So we're working the obliques quite a bit. Now, let's start with stride length. We have 4-foot stride length. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. It's approximate, a little longer, a little shorter, fine, but approximately 4. Now here, check it out. I'm resisting rotation. Here's what the movement looks like. We do 1 standing split in the hinge position and 1 in the upright position. Now notice, I'm not moving from my low back. In fact, you may want to start with a hand on the low back just to make sure that you're hinging from the hip joint and not from the low back in this movement. Now, let's get specific with that right foot. Stare at your right knee. The knee is pointing a laser over the third toe, but it's also stacked over the heel. So I'm not here, but I'm here. Additionally, the pressure under the front foot is under the big toe and the inner heel. That's important. Now, when you do that, don't let the knee go inside the big toe. You want to keep that knee shooting a laser over the third toe, keeping that pressure under the big toe and the heel. Now, additionally, ground resistance. When I cue that, I simply mean pull the right foot back toward the left foot. So if the floor were slippery, that foot would pull back just like that. That's also incredibly important for increasing activity of your hamstrings and your glutes. How often do you not feel your glute in a lunge or in a split squat? Well, these are the activities that you can implement to increase activity of the hamstrings and the glutes. And also decrease the chance that you're going to get impingement in that front hip. So let's practice ground resistance. Third toe, ankle, big toe, heel. Feels awesome. Now, 80% of your body weight is always going to be on the front leg. Of course, a little more is going to shift back as you come to the upright position, but I want you to visualize 80% of the body weight is on the front leg. Additionally, visual specificity, gaze specificity. Eyeballs are always worked in every HYPOXiX exercise due to strengthening the eyeballs, challenging the nervous system, challenging cognition, all the areas of the brain that are challenged when we get specific with our visual field, and that is why we challenge it in every single workout. So we're going to stare at the knee when we're in the hinge, fixed point gaze. When we come upright, we're finding panoramic points. There's one on the left, there's one on the right. Hexagon for me, a light over here. Doesn't matter what it is. Find it now, lock it in. You're going to search for that every single time you come upright, working that panoramic vision. We're staring at the knee, we're panorama. Now, I want those hands to stay right in the center, so as you work your panoramic vision, make sure you keep an eye or a couple eyes on what your hands are doing. You don't want to be here, you don't want to be here, you want to keep those hands right in the center, shoulder width apart for this one, okay? So we're right here, and those elbows come into the ribs when you bend the arms, and you're pulling the shoulder blades together every single time you bend the arms, and then you're letting the shoulder blades push apart when you extend. Now, additionally, pelvic leveling. Don't let the left side of the pelvis drop lower than the right. To reach that back knee to the ground, you can use your ab ribbon as a guide. Keep your ab ribbon level. If the ab ribbon falls, the left side falls lower than the right, then you know you've lost your pelvic stability. Don't sacrifice your pelvic stability to get that back knee to the ground. It doesn't matter how much the back knee bends. Start nice and gentle. Focus on what's happening with that right foot to get that right glute. Eventually, over time, you'll increase stability and mobility of the pelvis, and you'll be able to get that back knee closer to the ground. Now, if it's your first time, I know it's a lot of information. I want you to focus on staying connected to your breath, breathing with me, loosening your ab ribbon on the exhale, keeping it loose on the breath retentions, of which we have 4 deep breath retentions today, and then tightening your ab ribbon on the engaged inhales. We only pause the movement on the engaged inhales. Focus on that for now. Make sure to keep your head pressing back the entire time. That's your HYPOXiX head stance, and also gently lifting up. Like you have a pair of hands behind the head, lifting your head up. You're always creating height in the spine in every exercise in order to use it as a decompression exercise, as a core strengthening exercise. Every single time you come back to this workout, add on another layer of specificity, okay? Over time, that's gonna optimize the exercise, but it doesn't mean you need to pack it all in on the first time. Focus on your breath, stay connected to your breath, and let's take it from our posture. Zip up, inhale. Hiss, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. And ground resistant. Panorama. Stare at the knee. Loosen your ab ribbon. You're holding 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Tighten the ribbon. Inhale. Ground resistance. Panorama. You're holding the breath for 4. Loose ribbon. 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale. Fill the ribbon. Loosen your ribbon. You're holding 4, 3, 2, and finish. Wow, that glute. I know. The ground resistance, all the specificities help to increase activity of that glute in a lunge. Rest 15 to 30 seconds. Then it's time to do it on the other side. So you can either rewind the video about 60 seconds so we can perform the other side together, or stop the video, repeat it on your own, but just stay true to the tempo, frequency, intensity, and duration of your breathography breath cycles. You may choose to put a metronome on your phone at 60 beats per minute to stay true to that 2-second inhale, 8-second exhale, loosening your ab ribbon on that engaged exhale and keeping it loose on the breath retentions.